Alright, this is a remake show of the Ramada of all the places, all the times we've been here together. It's kind of a tribute to when they closed the doors just a few days ago. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to be able to get in here um, anytime soon. Um, it'd be awesome to do this place with no one in there. And I just hope it doesn't have the same fate that the Retlaw theater had down a ways from there. And when I heard the news, it really did sad. It made me really sad about it because it's a very beautiful place, and I'd hate to see it. I'd hate to see it get demolished or something. It has went up on the market, and maybe once it opens up again, we'll be able to get in. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to mash a bunch of shows that we've been here. The video is not that great. I took these videos down just because it's pretty much our old team. We didn't get that very good ratings from these shows because they just were just too long, and I was showing like everything at the time, like everything that we've been doing, and not like cutting it out and making it a little bit more enjoyable to watch. This is actually before we had studio mics and better lighting, and like I said, though, this place is pretty much our testing ground, and I think what we really did have on spot, though, was the history of the Ramada and Retlaw, and how far back we went, and pulled up all the rumors, everything that's been going on. And there's just so much. I think we did a really good job. I'm going to add some new stuff, too. I do know some guys that were staying there for a while, and I had some guys report to me on events that's been going on there, and it seems within the 2 to 3 weeks, or to the month, pretty much before it up to where it's closing, that the activity seemed like it increased. And I know I was talking about me and Jesse going there and doing the sauna thing, and now I'm just sad because I don't think I'll be able to do it because it's closed. And maybe if we get a hold of the realtors or something and get in there and maybe help the new owners once they take ownership, because I know this is going to be a huge undertaking for anyone that buys this old huge building. And it's just that how they're gonna go about doing so. It's obviously even on their webpage, nothing but reports of the guests staying there and seeing things, and that it was just on and on and on about weird stuff going on, and it's hard to ignore stuff like that. Now, once the new ownership takes over, they're obviously going to have to renovate the place. In the middle of doing that, it may increase the activity even more. So, overall, I think they shouldn't do too much different stuff to this place if they take over. And I think that they need to, if not us, have some other kind of paranormal team in there and really try to get people to be at ease, because that's I think that's what was kind of hurting their business in the first place. Not only that the building is run kind of run down, and it used to be classy but not really anymore. It was like one of my favorite places to stay just for the heck of it. I'd actually just rent a room and just spend the night there just to experience stuff myself. And it made it stuff easy too. I'd just take a recorder and replay it all night or something, and have just review the digital recorder later on. But we did so many experiments here. Anyway, long story short, what's the start? It's going to be choppy. It's going to be all over the place with different times that we've been here. So let's get started here. Each exit of the doorways, so I could see like somebody looking in from the side out there and looking in like, oh geez, I see some green orbs floating around. But supposedly it's supposed to be like other colors and stuff like that, not just the green, so it could be reflecting off the chandelier. I'm gonna shut the lights off now, I guess. Get started.
Looks like it's gonna be pitch black. I can't even see you. Are you okay, Brian?
The fuck? What the hell just happened? What happened?
I'm just looking.
Can you pop back in?
It's him. Here we go for a second. Yeah, you film like other things.
I know I have been. I have been filming other things.
That's a tough break. I actually dislocated my shoulder here, and for the good portion of almost 2 years, I was in an arm brace. And if you look back, I do have some shows with me wearing the arm brace. Other than that, this is back in 2011. And I'm going to show just a little bit more of 2011's case. See what we're going to show you a little bit more here, what happened, and a little bit of and a little bit of the experiments that were in this place. Let's go back. We're back.
What did you just say? It's kind of cold right over here.
It's just right here. Did you get anything when you were over here?
What?
And now it's gone. If I go down.
Is that supposed to be temperature gauge?
No, it's in Gauss. It's right here. I need a flipping chair. Just had this something new. I don't know. You didn't get anything over here before when you were doing the EMF sweep, were you?
No. What did it just say?
Yes, dead.
Yeah, I heard that.
Don't put the camera that way. Put the chair back once and see if it
Oh,
does.
okay, it must be the middle.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Why? You're asking me.
If there's something you'd like to say to us that you want us to hear right now is a really good time to do it. I'm gonna set this down on the table. We'll give it about 30 seconds and we'll listen to you. What's that?
I heard that too.
Is that you?
That's a table.
Okay.
If there's something you'd like to say to us that you want us to hear right now is a really good time to do it. I'm going to set this down on the table. Give it about 30 seconds and we'll listen to you.
Okay. No, there's like tapping or something. You hear it like we can hear us in the back.
All right. When we first came, this one is actually, as you could see, a lot of our experiments. Now, this next part, I'm kind of doing it backwards a little bit, but I just wanted to show you, how different it is between 3-year difference when we come back. We get into the history right off the bat, and that's one that really kind of kicks off that we started doing it that way. Because for a while I wanted to show you what we find right off the bat and not do any introductions to where we were. I mean, I do. It's just like later on, after we already set up everything, and we just started getting things right away, so we just went with it. So it's really not planned. You can't really plan this stuff. So back then, when we set up stuff, there's stuff going on. We're just gonna start recording. And then within like 2 years after, we get into history and that, and sometimes stuff happens while we're in the middle of doing stuff. Let's go back. I'm gonna start to the next show. Long story short, for this time, we got a lot of stuff that we could say that it was paranormal. Alright, let's get into this. PMPI is at the Ramada tonight for our third time in a row. We actually have the whole entire history, the all the reports that happened here. We have it all printed out from, I do believe it's all the way up to 2001, is that correct? We're going to try a lot of new experiments tonight. We got a new laser grid, green and red, so hopefully we get something on that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history here, Nicole?
Well, in 1923, Walter Schroeder bought the building. That's what the building, he's supposed to be the primary ghost haunted here. He also has a theater named after him just down the road, which is another place we'd like to go to at some point. Right now it's vacant, so hopefully once somebody moves in there we can check that one out. There's been quite a list of people who have stayed here, like Tom Cruise, a couple different, yeah, I know, Tom Cruise, whatever. I think it's Jackie and John Kennedy have stayed here. Quite a few.
What time was what year was the hotel built? Do you know?
1923.
1923?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, all the times that we're here, I mean, I do feel those 1920s, 1930s spirits coming here. There's one particular man dressed in gray that doesn't like me at all here. I haven't encountered him yet tonight. I don't feel him here. I mean, it's still early yet. I don't know. They just come out whenever they feel like coming out. What are the experiences here?
Well, from what I have heard, the reports are for our area that we're doing tonight. Things being thrown, knocked off the shelves, thrown in the kitchen, dishes and glasses rattling. People hearing noises from the ballroom, like what sounds like dancing or stomping. They come in to check things out, and things are pretty quiet then. There's a report of a green, like, glowing mist underneath some of the banquet tables. There's actually quite a few different reports. They do a really good job of keeping track of who sees what that works here at the hotel. Room 717, I guess, there are reports of a man yelling help me," and shaking the door to the room itself, and when one of the maintenance guys tried to open it, it was jammed. Once it got quiet, he was able to open up the door without a problem. I guess there are also reports of a ballerina, and this is the story I've heard. I haven't had a chance to look it up yet, but there was a ballerina that stayed on the 7th floor that jumped out of the 7th-story window and killed herself.
Does it have a year on that, do you know?
I can't remember. I want to say 70s.
Okay. Well, we can put it up there on the bottom of the screen if we find any information about that. I heard things about fire up on...
Not really getting a whole lot in here right now, so then I'm gonna go out and see if they're done in that small conjoined, like a storage room, before we actually saw it. Of course, before we got rolling, me and Brian both saw like a white shape moved through that room. I mean, shadows usually aren't white, so we weren't able to make out any distinguishing characteristics, but it was pretty weird. So I think that's where we might actually have more luck. So if they're done out there, maybe we'll go in there for a few minutes.
Right, we're on the 7th floor. Why don't you go right back into explaining the 7th floor?
Room 717 had a disturbance one night. It was bad enough that they sent up maintenance, and he heard a man sound like he was kicking and pounding at the door, saying, help me, and when he tried to open up the door, it wouldn't open. They had another guest that they had talked to on the phone that said they had been hearing the same thing for a couple days. But once the noise and everything stopped, I guess he was able to open up the door without any problem. And there's nothing in there, and there was no scuff marks on the door or the walls, nothing like that.
Is that the same room that the bridesmaid jumped out? This is
No,
7th floor, right?
that was the ballerina jumped out of the 7th floor.
And we don't know exactly where.
I thought it was room 717.
Okay. So it's interconnected then, correct? Okay.
They have heard reports of a woman screaming up here.
I mean, I would be screaming too if I jumped out a freaking window. We had to clear out of the other room. They're having a wedding tomorrow, is that
Yes.
my understanding?
And the bride wanted to check on a few things, so she's doing that right now, and then we'll have the room back to ourselves.
Yeah, we gotta reset up everything. It'll be fine. Let's see, it's 10:15. I mean, I could do a quick ghost box up here, and we can head down to the basement.
It's also a workout area.
Yeah. I actually used to work here, and down in the locker room, the lockers actually would move by themselves. I mean, I've actually seen it myself happen here.
I've had a personal experience in the locker room too. I can talk about it again.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go right back into that. We got our new camera out today, our full spectrum camera here. Hopefully we get something on that. I don't know if not too familiar with it yet, as using it for a main camera for recording and that. I'm actually starting to feel something over this way.
Ghost in the hallway here with us? Spirit? Would you like to talk to us?
Did you want to come the hallway for us? I think so.
Did you say 1940s? Did you say 1940?
Let me do it with my hair, but my hair's not long enough. I thought I felt something brush against my arm. I thought it was my hair, but it ain't long enough.
Spirit in the hallway again?
In the mirrors. I feel something in the mirrors. But,
There's always something in the mirrors.
there's always something in the mirrors. It's okay. You know, know, mirrors don't only take in ghost energy. It takes people's emotions as well. You walk in front of it, and you're in a bad mood or something. That's all I really feel right now is the emotions down here. I don't think.
Ever get a lot of vanity off the mirrors? I'm just curious.
No.
Especially in the women's library.
There's too many fucking mirrors.
There's a lot of them in here. A lot. You have two right here.
That's what I noticed down here.
Two right here. There's one over there. There's another big one over there. Oh, I actually see it over there.
Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of our activity last time. Those started up really late.
Yeah, right about when we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
All right, let's head up back up to the ballroom and see if we can get in there without incidents happening. All right, Dale's with us. He just finally got off of work, stopped on. We actually got back into the ballroom. We had to, like I said earlier, we had to leave the room. Chandelier's looking at me. This is so busy.
It's real crystal. I know it bugs me too when I walk underneath it.
Did they tell you it was real, Crystal? Or no?
Look at the way it shines. Big crystal doesn't do that.
Alright, well, we're going to try the EM pump here. Let's see if we can generate some energy. There was rumors of the lady that hung herself on an old chandelier, not this one. They replaced this one in the 80s, I do believe. The EM pump here is just going to generate an electromagnetic field, and we're going to see if the ghosts feed off that particular energy. Then we're going to start the ghost box. We're just going to give it a few minutes here. It's loud, but I got to find a new motor for it. So. I mean, it is generating a field, roughly about this big around it. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's big. Alrighty. We're using the UV black light on there as well. You can't see it on the full spectrum, but do you want to do a ghost box here, or do you want to do it? I'm going to switch it back over to FM at 150 milliseconds and forward. Hopefully. Not in here. I'll play it back later. What is your name? Can you come and touch my hand? Come closer to me. Touch my hand. Are you getting anything on there, Andy? Any weird lights?
Did you touch? Can you touch on here? Becky. Please continue. I want to go get the temperature done. Is this up and down? Yeah, why don't you touch me? Can you repeat that one more time, please? Do you remember me at all? Want me to go and use the chandelier room if you need more responses? Okay, temperature changes around here. It fluctuates about 3 degrees from 70 degrees up to 73. Where you're sitting in candle. Yeah. Yeah, right here. Like right around you, it's just got different temperatures. Hello? Can you knock on something for us?
Do anything that you want to show that you're here.
Except for the tables, anyway. I don't want to upset people.
That's very true. I don't do anything, nothing to do. That's true.
Do you like us being here? You do? What is your name?
In this particular area, we actually picked up an EVP, and it's quite interesting. I try to clean it up as much as I can. I really don't know what it says, but compared to the camera's audio, there is nothing in the background. There's nobody talking. With this particular room, you can see the people's shadow on the wall, like right here, if somebody's walking past the room itself. I'm gonna play that EVP here. There's a few. And here I'll put it up on a bigger scale so everybody can actually see the actual wave file itself. We had a lot of experiences there. And every time PMPI actually goes there, there's some kind of something happens that it may not be, you know, things moving around or anything like that. It's just a bad feeling, and like bad things tend to happen with any of us being there. Like the last time I, felt like I got pushed down, and it felt like I actually, it really felt like I got pushed down there, and like there's always some kind of like aggression towards us from other people. I mean, we don't go around threatening people or anything like that. I'm just saying, it just feels like every time we go to the Ramada, something bad happens. All kinds of. I mean, I can't really go into detail on it. Like I said, I just went to a couple of months ago. I got that surgery done. I just wish I actually had the stuff that I have now. It's funny, like, especially I can, go like this and show how EVPs and stuff that way. I just had ancient stuff then. And it's funny how you progress over time and how you do things. Even a few years down the road, me watching this even probably will start laughing because there'll probably be something else out there. But for the most part, the spirits that are there don't like me. It's always been that, and probably never see them ever again. Like I said, though, there's a lot to this place that I haven't really shown everything. It's very sporadic. We really didn't have a real crazy pattern. This last time we were there, though, I kind of try to stick to the traditional stuff, and it's sometimes difficult to do it by like how the TV networks and stuff do it. I just learned over time that just do it your own way. I could care less if it's like TV or not, and that's not what it's about for me. It's never been really nothing to do with TV and how they do things. God, that lighting sucked. Like everything about it bugs the heck out of me. How the lighting was, even, and all of them. And I learned like over time that's like one of the most important things, I think. Getting the lighting right. And you don't know. I notice a lot of our shows that it's just dark all the time, and sometimes it's just really dark at places, and the lighting's just really impossible to really do, especially outside ones. Inside the Ramada, the Retlaw, it's unfortunate that it's closed down, and I hope maybe in some time down the road that we do get in, or even the old Retlaw Theater, which I'm not overexcited about anymore. It's just one of those things that maybe I'll get in, maybe I won't. Like I said before, the Ramada, though, I mean, there's a lot of challenges to this tower building over Fond du Lac that it's up in the air about. Anyway, I mean, definitely there's stuff here, and it can't further our investigations anymore, and I'm just bummed out about it. So I hope you like this kind of old show. It's just it's funny to watch. It's because over time. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's been a blast watching an old show with you, and see you later.